everyone, it's Miss Simmons again. Today I'm going to show you how to create value using watercolor. We're going to do that by making this really fun painting where the background and the branch that our tree is sitting on are covered in circles with different values of watercolor. Let's review what supplies we're going to need. Remember, you can pause and rewind the video at any time if you missed something. You're going to need a white piece of paper, a black marker, a pencil, some watercolor paint, water, and a brush. You could also use something to help you draw circles, like lids to different size containers, but I'm just going to draw mine by hand because I kind of like when they're not quite perfect. First, let's start by drawing our bird on a branch. Now, because I want you to really focus on how you're using the watercolor, we're going to keep our drawing simple. I'm going to draw with my marker, and I'm going to start on the right side of the page and make just a little, not quite straight line to start my tree. Then I'm going to scooch over a little and come down about halfway, maybe a little further. Then go back across, skip down a little, come back in, and then finish it to the bottom of the page. So now we have a tree and a branch. For our bird, we're also going to keep our bird kind of simple. It's going to start on the branch and come up, then make a little bump for its head. Bring that down to make a beak. And then come all the way back down to the branch. You can give it whatever kind of eye you want, and a line to show where the wing is, so that our bird looks like it's sleeping. You could also draw some kind of decoration on top of its head. I like to put little feathers with balls on the end. Then we're going to finish our bird by putting its tail below the branch. Start with 2 lines that open up a little at the bottom. Bring one side back in, then the other, and finish it with a little rectangle at the bottom. Okay, now that part wasn't so bad. Next, we have to draw some circles. Our circles are going to go over the tree and the background. They're not going to touch the bird. Our bird is going to stay right where she is. I'm going to start kind of in the middle over here where I have room to make a whole circle. And I'm going to lightly with my pencil draw a circle right on top of what I've already done. Then I'll do another one around it. And one more, but I'm going to be careful not to draw through my bird. When I touch the edge, I'm going to pretend like I'm still drawing even though I'm off my paper, and pick it back up on the other side, coming all the way until I touch my bird. Then move to another place on your page and start another set of circles. Each time I pretend like I'm drawing all the way around even though I know I'm not going to go through my bird. So I didn't draw through his tail, but I went around it. And when you make a mistake like this, just have an eraser handy If you're drawing lightly, it should be pretty easy to erase. Okay, keep going like that until your whole page is full of different sized circles. Eventually, they'll start to touch each other, and then you'll just have little spots in the background. That's what we're looking for. We want to fill our space. Okay. That. And I think I have room for one more up there. All right, now my paper is full. Circles everywhere. Now I can start the fun part and start painting. When you're painting with watercolor, even if your tray has black and white, sometimes those aren't the best choices when trying to make colors lighter or darker, because watercolor is meant to be transparent. That means you should be able to see through it. And if you add the white, sometimes it makes your colors cloudy, and so they don't look as clear or as bright. Instead, when you're using watercolor, a great way to make value is to just add more water to the paint that you're using. I'm going to start with my tree, and I'm going to make the inside of my first circle a nice dark brown. So I'm going to put a little water on my paint. And then I'm going to stir my brush around on my paint for a good long while to get a nice amount of brown on my brush. Then, when I paint my tree, I'm only going to paint inside the smallest circle right here. Now, to make my next circle a little bit lighter, I'm going to clean my brush off, and I'm going to put just a little bit of water on my paper, only on the branch and only where I'm going to put my brown. Now, when I get my brown, I'm not going to stir my brush on it quite as long because I don't want the color to be as dark. I want it to be lighter. When you put wet paint on wet paper like this, it's called wet on wet painting. I started with wet on dry, wet paint on a dry paper. Now, if you're using notebook paper or copy paper that isn't going to soak the water up as well because it's thinner, then instead of wetting the paper, you just want to be careful not to touch your paint as much. So I just did one tiny little touch, and for my last circle to make it lighter, I'm going to put just a teeny tiny little bit of paint and use water to spread it around. And as my colors dry, you'll see that my circles get lighter as they move out from the middle. I'm making sure I touch my water a lot to keep my color nice and light. And I'm being very careful to stay inside my branch. There we go. Now, we're going to do the same thing in the background with the blue for the sky. I'm going to skip over and do some blue while that brown dries. I'm going to start by swirling my brush really good to get lots of paint. And I could do it in either order. I could start in the middle or I could start on the outside. By the time we're done, you're going to have done both. So this time I'm going to start on the outside. And I'm going to make sure my blue is nice and bright when I start. I still have to keep my brush good and wet because this is watercolor, so you need the water part. So every time my brush starts to look scratchy or dry, I go back and I get a little bit more. It's important to skip around like this when you're painting with watercolor, because if I put wet paint right next to other wet paint, the two colors will start to blend together a little bit. And we don't want to do that. I don't want my blue to have brown in it or vice versa. So I'll skip over. Then I can do a little less paint for my second circle so that it ends up being a little bit lighter. And if you ever get too much, just add a little water to it to help lighten that color up. And then in my last circle, I'm going to use mostly water with just the teeny tiniest touch of blue to fill it in. Okay? So you'll keep going like that, filling in all of your circles. When you're done with all your circles, then you can decide what color you want to use for your bird. I think I'm going to make my bird red because I really like cardinals. And on your bird, you want to make the parts of the tail that are down here at the bottom a little bit darker. And you want to make this part that's under this other feather a little darker. I'm being careful not to get too close to my edges so that it doesn't mix in with my blue. And then this little part right here on the body is also going to be the darker part. Then the rest of it we want to be a little lighter. We want the value to be a little lighter on those other sections. Okay, so if I want it to be lighter, I'm going to get some more water. Less paint, more water. So the rest of my bird's going to look kind of pink, because pink is a tint of red. It's what happens when red and white mix together. And you can decide how light or how dark to make these little feathers on the top. That'll be up to you. I like to make mine kind of dark. Now, when it's all done, your background is going to have all different sorts of values of blue and brown. Take your time. Watercolor's not meant to be done too quickly, because then your colors will bleed and mix together. So go slow, enjoy the process, turn on some music. If you're working from home, maybe even watch one of your favorite movies while you're painting to help you relax. Have a great time. Send me a picture when you're finished. I can't wait to see them. Have a great Gator day.